What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. Was reading this article from you today. Ripple lost court case fight against SEC. Top journalist says. And I'm like, what kind of moron is this? And then I saw his picture. This guy, let's just unpack this a little bit. If something's good for XRP, if something's good for XRP holders, Ripple owns the most of it. Of course, it's going to be best for them. This is like the dumbest opinion I've ever heard. Ripple now, with impunity, because it's the law of the land, they can sell XRP in the secondary market in any market they want, and no one can do anything to stop them. They got a lot of value there, no matter what fines and penalties they end up paying from those institutional sales. It's going to pale in comparison to the amount of money they can make from selling or using XRP. This is just a stupid opinion. I'm not sure if he's really this dumb or he's just a troll and it gets him attention. But, this guy's going to find out. We're not a meme stock community. We're the XRP army. We will not stop. We will not fade away. And he's going to have his hands full. He's messing with the wrong group of people. And I think he will come to regret that someday. What a moron this guy is. Now, I really got to question Ledger. We had that first development where your Ledger could be used to shard your keys out across the internet. Just from a security standpoint, that's a bad idea. Trust me. Ripple ain't going to be doing this. Coinbase ain't going to be, using this type of service. Anyone with a lot of money, they're not going to be streaming their keys out across the internet. That's for sure. Very, unsecure thing to be doing. But beyond that, don't force me to have a device that has that capability. Like roll out a specialty device, and there are people that will want that functionality. Fine, let them buy that. But don't mess with my hardware. Well, now they have this new release with this bright orange hat that says Ledger on it, and it's got a pocket so you can pack around your device here, so you can have access to your keys anywhere you are. This is stupid as it gets. You're putting a big sign on your head that I have crypto. Please, kidnap my hat and me so I can help you access my money. I mean, that's essentially what you'd be telling people, right? Like, this is so dangerous. It's not funny. Do not let people know you're in crypto. Do not broadcast it. Do not wear a bright orange hat that says I got crypto and I got access to that money on me. And if you kidnap me, you can force me to send my value anywhere in the world in a few seconds. You're like the biggest target ever. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And Ledger is really scaring me now because I don't know what they're doing here. They must just need cash, and someone thinks this is a good way to get it. It's scary stuff. Fidelity now pushing for an Ethereum ETF. This is awesome. I'll tell you what. Because you have BlackRock and Fidelity both pushing for ETH, it's not going to stop there. It's going to spill over into the rest of the altcoin market, and they're going to force the hand of the SEC. Yeah, they can mess around with some of these crypto companies, but these behemoths, they're not going to put up with this. Facts and circumstances, everything's different, not give an answer stuff. They're going to push the SEC to have to take a stance somewhere and give us some guidance. And I think that is the big thing that's left in crypto, where we really got to know, how do we classify these assets? Who has authority over, both the trading of cryptocurrencies and the development, and a lot of different stuff here. And so I don't think it's just going to push the SEC. It's also going to push Congress to make new laws. It's going to be a requirement. BlackRock, Fidelity, they're not going to play in the gray area. They're going to say, give me those rules so we can play by them. But we're going to build a massive business out of this space. I think it's really going to push cryptocurrencies forward. Bitcoin ETF, here's someone else here saying, the approval is nearing, but brace for more setbacks. I'm not going to go too far into it. A lot of people are saying, be careful. We may get one more round of denials because we need that segregation of trading and custody of the asset. And that's kind of common sense, and I think it would make it much more secure. So if the SEC disapproved it for that reason, hey, I think that's fine, but then they're going to go ahead and get that fixed. Just like they figured out the monitoring where, Coinbase and BlackRock came up with that monitoring agreement that solved that problem. This is kind of like the last thing in the way. Now, with as big as these players are, maybe they don't care. Maybe it gets through. But if not, that's kind of like the final piece to the puzzle. We're getting ETFs for cryptocurrencies. It's not just going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's going to open up this asset class to a new class of investor, ones with the most money. It's going to be a big deal. Don't freak out if it doesn't happen this time around. We are close. Don't worry, it's going to get through. See a lot of discussion about scams, Scam Detective on Twitter. Why do I like him? Why do I follow him and share some of his stuff? Granted, I think a lot of times he's too negative. Like when he tried to twist this court case into some kind of loss, or that XRP maybe could be a security, and that kind of stuff I'll argue back. But in general, the stuff that Scam Detective shares, it lets you know more about the functionality of the network. It lets you know more about the governance. There's a lot of things I found out by following Scam Detectives and his arguments with the developers where you're like, wow, that's really interesting. So if someone has value, someone's giving me facts, and I know more about the underlying asset in the network, to me, that's a good thing. This is a good account, and you just got to wade through the stuff. You're not going to agree with everything someone says. It's just like if someone's all XRP and they just hate Bitcoin, I might not agree with everything they have to say on that matter, but that doesn't mean they don't add value. So everyone has different opinions. That's fine. But in general, Scam Detective isn't trying to rug pull people. He's not trying to make money off of FOMO. And I think overall, if you follow him, you'll learn something. And you just got to wait through maybe sometimes when he goes a little too far in the negative. But there's plenty of us that go way too far on the positive, and everything's always going to the moon. And maybe it just balances that out a little bit. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.